The vaccination of teachers, educators, as well as other supporting staff is currently underway in the Limpopo province. That program, of course, started today across 37 vaccination sites here in Limpopo. We are currently at the Boshielo Hospital, where both the MEC for Education, Boshielo, and her counterpart, the MEC for Health, Dr. Phophi Ramathuba, are overseeing the starting of this program. Earlier on, they were joined by the Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga, just to see and get a sense in terms of what is happening on the ground. How are the teachers and support staff feeling after getting their Johnson & Johnson vaccine? The Limpopo province has received a total of 38,400 vaccines, which they will administer today as well as tomorrow. Basically, this weekend they will be administering the Johnson & Johnson single-dose vaccine to the educators as well as the teachers here in the province. Perhaps let's get a sense of the entire program and speak to the MEC for Education, Boshielo. Ms. Boshielo, thank you very much for joining us. We are at the Boshielo Hospital. How would you rate the way in which things are going, looking at the vaccination of educators currently?
I am very impressed. For sure, you have seen at 11 o'clock they've already vaccinated 150 teachers, and per day they're supposed to vaccinate 520. So all in all, it means if we had more dosage, they could have done more, and we could have finished maybe even this weekend for the whole entire education sector in the province. So I'm very impressed and very thankful to my counterpart, my sister, the MEC for Health, Dr. Ramathuba, for this well-organized vaccination of our teachers.
What has been the general reception, especially by the teaching unions in the province? Have they been working very well with you?
Yes, from last week we've been having meetings with all the stakeholders, the teachers unions, including the SGB's association. And as you have seen in Polokwane, the leaders of SADTU were also vaccinated there. And you saw teachers were excited. Some we have to also send them back because they're supposed to come tomorrow, but they wanted to come today. The response is massive, and definitely we are going to finish all the doses, the 38,400 by tomorrow. So if we can get more and finish, we'll be very happy.
Let me see, are these the teachers in both public schools as well as independent schools, or is it a combination of both?
Remember, the total that must be vaccinated is 61,000, including all officials from the school level, district and circuit, including the provincial office. So all of them, including the cleaners, the food handlers, everybody is 61,000. That is why we say we only got 38,400. If we got the 61,000, I can tell you with the MEC of Health that is on the ground and well organized, we could have done the 61,000 in this weekend only.
Does this include teachers at private institutions, at private schools?
It includes teachers in private schools, also teachers who are paid by SGBs.
Thank you very much. That's the MEC for Education here in Limpopo, Boshielo. Of course, explaining the number of vaccines they've received and that they would still like to receive more. Perhaps the MEC for Health, Phophi Ramathuba, who's a medical doctor, can answer that question for us. MEC, thank you very much for speaking to us. Are you going to make a petition to the National Department of Health to send more vaccines? As you've heard the MEC, they're explaining that they need more.
I think, Katlego, the country received 300,000 as a first batch for Johnson & Johnson. If you remember, that's what the president did announce. And from that 300,000, as a province, we received our share of 38,400. Now, guided by the education, I think, as the MEC has indicated, the ones on PESAL who were initially indicated is around 48 to 49,000 educators. Now, you still have got those that are in the private independent schools and other staff members, which gives to a total of 61,000. So we will, of course, make our own presentation. We have already done it through the Minister of Basic Education, who sits in the National Command Council, to say, as a province, we feel 38,400 will not cover all the teachers. But at the same time, we must also remember that we still have teachers who are above 60 who have already received the Pfizer. So we want National to assist us so that we can work with basic education, to see that in terms of the 61,000 total, how many have already been above 60 and were vaccinated with a single dose of Pfizer. They'll be expecting the second dose from next week, and then how many are left. And then from the balance that is left, we would of course advocate that we get the remaining, and so that we can mop up the remaining teachers next week.